Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused. I was not able to actually attend and present this um, topic physically with you guys at the University of Holy Angel or Holy Angel University. Uh, Today's topic is about improving security in software development. Uh, the subtopic is the DevSecOps research. Okay, so we'll start with the agenda. So there are many things that I wanted to deliver and discuss with you guys, but perhaps I only have limited time. So let's just go ahead and discuss about why DevSecOps research is very important. Okay, and after that, we'll discuss a bit of the key research areas in the DevSecOps and also the example of research area. Yeah, and finally, we'll talk about the future of DevSecOps research. Okay, so this is me, Sen Yulianto. Uh, Nothing much about me, so let's just proceed with the next uh, chapter or slide. Yeah. So we'll begin with the introduction. What is actually a DevSecOps? Now, DevSecOps is actually a software development approach that integrates security into the entire software development lifecycle. It actually starts from planning, deployment, and maintenance. The DevSecOps emphasizes the need to consider security requirements throughout the development process rather than treating security as an afterthought. And the main goal is actually to create software resistant to cyber attacks and maintain data confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So this is basically the DevSecOps model, where you can see the continuous integration and continuous deployment. Yeah, continuous integration is within the area of the development, while the continuous deployment is within the area of operations. As you can see, that we are actually utilizing many different tools that will allow us to speed up the process of developing the software in a secure manner. Okay. Now, the as you know that DevSecOps is very crucial for in today's software development landscape due to the increasing frequency of sophisticated cybersecurity threats and attacks, and we are trying to improve the DevOps in terms of guarding or protecting the development of the software. And as we know that the DevSecOps addresses the issue by integrating security into every stage of the software development process, which actually allows the organization to build secure and resilient software. And talking about research, DevSecOps research is very essential, yeah, to keep pace with the evolving security landscape. So the research here can actually help the organizations understand the effectiveness of different security practices, tools, and of course identify the areas for improvement. And the research can also help to improve the outcomes or the result by identifying and addressing the root causes of security issues. And moreover, DevSecOps research will also allow the organization to stay up to date with the emerging security threats and create countermeasures to address the threats and risk related to the software development. Okay, then this is just an example of the DevSecOps control where you can see that the plan Starting from the plan, design, code, develop, build, and integrate. We have the DevSecOps control, which include continuous integration and continuous delivery. As you can see that we have several focus areas starting from the plan, design, code, develop, build, and integrate. And each of the focus area or areas, we have the detailed activities such as identify security requirements, perform threat modeling, and so on and so forth, including secure coding best practices, and so on and so forth. And as you can see that we also came up with the deliverables like, for example, the security requirements, compliance documentation, threat modeling report, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is actually a proposed DevSecOps controls, which also fall into the area of research. Yeah, so you can start the research by perhaps proposing the activities, yeah, to be integrated in your DevSecOps. Now, uh, DevSecOps is very important due to the fact that the threat landscape is constantly evolving. So as a result, we need to make sure that the organization keep up to date and keep up to these evolving threats. And the research can actually help the organization to identify the latest security threats. And of course, the idea is to find the best way to protect against them. Yeah. And since the software development cycles are very important and becoming increasingly fast paced, as you know, the Agile and Scrum or they were actually created to address these issues. So by developing the software, and as you know that the software development cycles are very fast, we need to make sure that security can actually keep up to date and keep the trend to ensure the software releases are not delayed and security issues are not missed. That's actually the idea. And research would actually help the organization to quickly identify ways to integrate security into the development process, yeah, without slowing it down. Yeah. And integrating security into the development process offers several benefits such as improved software quality, reduced costs, and of course, faster time to market. By addressing security concern early in the development, the organization can actually avoid costly security flows. And research plays a crucial role in identifying best practices and improving the outcomes of the DevSecOps. So by conducting research related to the DevSecOps, organizations can identify and implement the most effective security measures and practices to improve software security. And as you know, that research would actually improve the outcomes by identifying the root causes, yeah, of security issues and developing solutions to address them. Now, there are several key areas in DevSecOps, which you can see here. First is the security testing automation. The automation here involves using software tools to automate security testing tasks, such as scanning source code for security vulnerabilities or even simulating attack against a software system to identify weaknesses. A lot of techniques can be used in terms of testing automation, like fuzzing, static and dynamic analysis, and also the research. The DevSecOps research in this area would aim to identify the most effective security testing techniques and develop new tools and approaches to automating security testing tasks. And then next one is the threat modeling, where it involves in identifying potential threats and vulnerability in software system, and also designing solutions to address them. These would involve considering potential attackers, attack factors, and system vulnerabilities to identify potential risk and mitigating factors. Now, the DevSecOps research in this area would actually aim to identify best practices for threat modeling, for example, and develop new approaches to threat modeling that can be integrated into the software development process. The next one is vulnerability management, which involve identifying vulnerabilities in software system and implementing solutions to address them. Such as, for example, the use of the patch management and vulnerability scanning. Now, beside vulnerability management, you could also think about research in terms of the penetration testing area, where you can simulate the attack against software system to identify weaknesses that can be exploited by the attackers. Now, research in this area would actually aim to identify the most effective vulnerability management techniques and develop new approaches to vulnerability management that can be integrated into the software development process. Okay. Other areas could be like container security, which involves securing software containers, which are popular way to package and deploy software. You can think about, the research in terms of utilizing the perhaps Docker, yeah, and also security container orchestration, yeah. Other than that, we have cloud security, which involves securing cloud-based software system, which are increasingly popular due to their scalability and cost effectiveness. And the impact of culture and the organization factors on DevSecOps could also be one of the key research in this area, which involve in understanding how organizational culture and factors such as leadership and team structure can affect, the DevSecOps practices. Okay, so in fact, a lot of different key research areas are open to be explored in the area of, in this DevSecOps domain. Now, let's have a look at the example of research project. Let's say we have the research project with the title, The Impact of Threat Modeling on DevSecOps Outcomes. This is actually a research project that can explore the impact of threat modeling on DevSecOps outcomes. The study aims to identify the effectiveness of the threat modeling in improving the security of software development and the DevSecOps process. Okay, so this is just an example. And the research project used a mixed method. So we're talking about the methodology. You can use a mixed method approach to collect and analyze data, right? So the study involves surveying software development practitioners and conducting interviews with the DevSecOps experts to gain insight into the use of threat modeling and software development. Now, the study, found that threat modeling is an effective approach. So after you have done the research, you can actually, present the findings that the study found that threat modeling is an effective approach for improving software development, security, and the DevSecOps outcomes. So as the result here, the results suggested that practitioners who use threat modeling reported better security outcomes, including fewer security incidents, faster remediation times, and of course, you can also mention that the study also found the organization that adopted threat modeling practices had better security cultures and more mature DevSecOps practices. Okay, so you can think about creating a simple research project that would actually explore the utilization of the threat modeling, and we can actually present the result in terms of the threat modeling. We can ensure. We need to report the result, inform the findings related to how effective is threat modeling as one of the several methods to actually improve the security on for the DevSecOps outcomes. And the findings of the study will have the important implication for software development, organization, and practitioners. So, in summary, organizations should consider adopting threat modeling practices as part of their DevSecOps processes to improve security outcomes and develop more mature security culture. So practitioners should also consider using threat modeling as a tool to identify and address potential security threats early in the development process. And of course, the main goal is to improve overall security outcomes. So this is just an example of the threat modeling activity. One of the threat modeling activities, such as decompose application, where we try to decompose the application into several components like the external entity, process, data store, data flow, and trust boundary or trust boundaries. And this is just an example of the threat modeling, what do you call this, risk analysis by utilizing the P times I ranking or PI ranking by calculating the probability of occurrence and the business impact. This is actually based on um, uh, the threat modeling. The threat model. I forgot the name of. Yeah, is DREAD, called DREAD. DREAD is a threat modeling that is very common to be used or commonly used by organization to calculate uh, the threat as well as calculating the risk. Yeah. Another model is very famous model called average ranking, where we can actually still use the DREAD, but we do the ranking based on the average rank, like D plus R plus E plus A plus DI divided by 5. Yeah. So by having this threat modeling, whether it's a PI ranking or average ranking, we can calculate the threat and risk related to the threat name. Okay. Of course, this must be calculated by using a proper way of grading the threat, each particular threat. You can use like a FGD or focus group discussion to talk about the potential threats and calculating the ranking. Okay. Talking about the DevSecOps research in actions, several organizations have successfully integrated DevSecOps practices into their process development or development process, resulting in improved security outcomes. Examples include Amazon, Netflix, and Etsy. And the research has led to the development of new tools and techniques integrating security into the development process. Examples of such tools and techniques include automated security testing tools, threat modeling approaches, and vulnerability management framework. And we can also notice that the research has significantly impacted software development outcomes with the organization that adopt DevSecOps practices, reporting improved security outcome. That's actually the fact. Faster development cycles and reduces cost. And research has also helped the organization to stay up to date with the emerging cybersecurity threats and develop effective countermeasures to address them. Okay, and talking about the future of the DevSecOps research, the DevSecOps research is continuously evolving to address new areas of concerns, which involves container security and also cloud security. So you know that the in the cloud we can have something called software as a service, right? So container security and cloud security becoming very crucial for the organization. So you might think about doing the research in this particular sub area of the DevSecOps. And the research in this area will actually help the organization to secure their containerized and cloud-based software system. I was talking about the SaaS or software as a service earlier. So this is actually related to the cloud-based software system, which are increasingly popular in modern software development. Yeah, we can uh, consider the non-monolithic software architecture, known as the modular architecture, or the service-oriented software architecture. Maybe think about the API. Yeah, so anything related to software-based system which are running in the cloud. Yeah. Okay, so again, about the future of the DevSecOps research. DevSecOps research has the potential to lead to breakthroughs that could improve security outcomes and the development speed. Right. For example, the development of new tools and technique can automate more security testing tasks, and the integration of the artificial intelligence or AI, and of course machine learning or ML into security testing process, which could actually lead to significant improvements in security outcomes and development speed. So you could also think about integrating the AI and machine learning, the ML, into your security testing process, so that it would allow you to improve, or it would allow the organization to improve the security outcomes and the development speed. And of course, the expected outcome is a robust software. And the research in the area of the DevSecOps is very crucial to keep pace with evolving cybersecurity threats and identify best practices for building security software. So, ongoing research would be necessary to identify emerging threats and develop effective countermeasures to address them. So, in conclusion, we were already talking about the research project, example research project, and the key areas in the DevSecOps research. We can conclude that the DevSecOps research is very crucial to build secure software, keep up to date, or keep up the evolving cybersecurity threats, and improve development outcomes. And the research would actually help the organization to identify best practices, if develop effective security measures, and even integrate security into the development process without slowing it down. That's actually the idea. Then organizations should prioritize DevSecOps research and integrate security into their development process to build secure software and stay ahead of emerging security threats. So, of course, it requires the organization to adopt DevSecOps practices and embrace security first mindset that prioritizes security throughout the development. So, DevSecOps is actually I would say, a very interesting topic or domain to be explored by you guys. Especially in terms of doing the research in sub areas such as the cloud and the the virtualization, or maybe like the container. Yeah, a lot of areas to be explored. All you have to know is the basic of the DevSecOps. Then you can go in depth into the DevSecOps research by looking at several factors that would actually improve the DevOps and DevSecOps. It's actually a huge area of research. Yeah, that they're actually waiting for you to explore. Yeah, so I would really encourage you guys, my friends here in the university, to actually do the research in this particular area. Not too many research have been done within this area, so the what do you call this? The opportunity is still widely open for us. Yeah. Again, the organization would actually think about having the research to finally integrate security into their development process. Yeah. So that's actually the idea about the DevSecOps research. So I hope that this short presentation would actually give you an idea about the research opportunities in the area of development uh, software development, or we just call it as the DevSecOps, where the development is protected and guarded by the security. And you need to make sure that DevSecOps is actually, uh, a never-ending story where you can actually, improve, keep on improving the development by integrating security into each and every phase in the software security lifecycle. Okay, so that's all from me. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask any question related to this particular DevSecOps research or this particular topic. Okay, uh, that's actually from me. And to conclude this, I would like to thank the University of Holy Angel, or Holy Angel University, to invite me as one of their speakers for this cybersecurity conference. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I wish you guys, uh, yeah, I think that's all for me. So I can't really say many things. So I'm hoping that one day I could actually visit the university and meet up with you guys. Yeah. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and goodbye.